You are welcome here. Amen.
Grieving or joyous, not always come in thunder and flame. Sometimes
perhaps even as you read the new God. To be people of peace, who Jesus has called us to be. Message. Will Charlie Blair. Oh, Jude. So I need someone to choose. Mantle on Elijah wants to hurt you. Oh, you want to be the queen? And Elijah is leading. He leaves all of his servants. It's so sad. He's here. And he goes perfectly. Also known as alphabet cookies. So tired in the desert. And there you go. The sound right there. Up a mountain to Mount Horeb. The Lord came to him and said, come out. God first, rocks. But God wasn't in the fire. For God comes. Help us. You can now stand up.
Frank, God, saying, what are you doing here for the Lord with the sword? I'll stand on the mountain before the Lord, mountains, and after the wind an earthquake. But the Lord wrapped his face in his mantle. What are you doing here? The Israelites have, and they are seeking my life on your way to the wilderness of Damascus. In the order of, oh, my soul longs for you. Where is your God? And why are you disquieted? My soul is cast. On shore, a man from the city who does not live in a house. What have you to do with me? Commanded the unshackles, but he would break them. He said, order them to go back into the abyss, to let them. And stampede happened. They ran off, and a man from whom they became frightened of the surrounding region of the Gerard, the boat, and returned. The city, how much Jesus had
to church. In the 1950s, churches saw a sword began to decline. And then in religion itself, the history of America began to rise. He has written a book, and his book, he goes back and he looks. The debate between the funnists end up being us and those numbers decline. About, do we actually meditation? We can't as if they simply happened. In a second, two things that sounded awful. Adolf von Harnack. He said all of the law to mean a powerful way to give life meaning. This sociologist at Notre Dame said, be good people. Children that so well that after confirmation, in that debate, so much so that you don't even know Adolf von Harnack's name mattered than the one I told that had been killing off about 100 of them, 50 in a cave here. Let's have a duel. We'll have a duel of prophets. Down of God, made a deal with them. Whoever calls down fire from heaven is the altar with water 3 times. Everything that Jezebel did. Now the biblical text tells, as he's running, Ahab happened to Elijah that has happened to my prophets, where Ahab and Jezebel are in bed. He wants to die. It's even if and when you're in the desert with no water, sleeping, gives him some food. He wakes up, he looks, and there's some for 40 years, and now he's going to walk. He ends up at Mount Horeb. He burst. When he comes out, you were running for your life, wouldn't you? But God was not. God. Me. At that point, wraps it around his head as if he can't look at God. Is our task here to be in Prussia, in Milwaukee? They also wanted to start education. The beginning. Catholic population grows so big, all the laundry. In half of Wisconsin, Bishop Heiss writes there in La Crosse. In that same year, Bad River Reservation. A decade and a half funding would go to schools, boarding schools. He says this explicitly. Then in genocide, in a different way, the sisters for her participation she had. That means prayer around the clock. About a decade ago, began to realize she begins going to this they had done. One Ojibwe person, and so be transformed. Much like we can encounter the Holy One. Being a good person, in fact, you don't figure it out when you're done with confirmation. And we have neighbor and love your God. To listen for the still speaking God in the sheer silence. Rise and sing, Be Still and Know. Time, let Psalm 42. The deer longs for flowing streams. You are there, dry. You do not turn away our grief. Ways, even to remember when God of the deep us into the depths of trust, rain. We remember the lives of those or grief. Kurt, Kevin, Cheryl, Lori, right now. Prayer that Jesus taught, thy will be done as we forgive those who trespass. Kingdom and the power and offering. And write the gifts that you gave God about some of the things that you're giving.
Good morning. And I thought nobody wants to report of outstanding music programs. I just want to identify a few. For many of us was a memorial operating with the chamber chorale donated to throughout the year. Say, if you reflect back a little bit, we had Jazz Jesus. Okay? And then we had in February a Love Sunday Works by Stephen Schwartz, sharing our music with bringing in different types of music for our church. Your money also, and then the rest of the pianos, there's enhanced that many of you have given to in honor of music with you. I want to end with a quick cut.
We take these gifts, bringing your peace